I want to say good afternoon to RV. What's, what's cracking, bro?
Same shit, man. Just working.
Yeah, man. I was saying that like the first time I saw you was in person was in the studio with Rams,
Yeah,
and I was saying to you like the way that I felt that you just came one up. I think your guy came there afterwards, but you just seemed like you came in and just music.
yeah. I feel like since I come out, I've been trying to find a balance between like work and home life and like social life. You know what I'm saying? When it's work, it's work. When it's like playtime, it's playtime. You know what I'm saying? So more time when I go studio, I try to keep it like small numbers so I could just focus. There's been times where I've been in the studio for hours, just smoking, all my bedrooms there and that. And then I leave the session, I'm like, bro, what did I actually do in that session? It's just like a vibe. So it's like I need to work smarter.
There's a lot of things we are talking about before we started. Is music is that now your best option for your way out from like the street, so to speak?
Yeah, like it's an option. I like it's basically on the table in front of me. So that's what I'm working with right now. Right now, like now that I'm doing it, I don't see myself doing anything else. Like there's never been a point in my life where I thought, yeah, I want to be a rapper. Like this is what I want to do. Like that was never growing up. That was never my thing. But it just happened to happen that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
So when do you feel that was the time when it changed from like actually was it when you came out the last time or was it?
When I started making money from it, that's because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's a job. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be a hobby, it could be a job, it could be both. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be doing music if I wasn't making money from it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, like what was it like for you growing up?
Growing up was calm still. I wouldn't say there was much problems like that I faced. I feel like everything that I did and like the life that I was in was just like the way it had to be at that time. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. It's like when you're in it, it doesn't feel that mad.
But what point did you because bro, like it's mad. Like what's mad to us is like it's normal because we're being like desensitized. But when did you? What's the first thing you thought? Nah, shit, this is actually mad. You know, this ain't normal.
Um, Probably the first time I got nicked. Cause like I think a lot of people out there just do things and not think about it. Because like when you do something, you don't think about getting caught. Sometimes you just do it and then you bust out and then you might get away with it and then you're thinking, yeah, it just becomes like that's something that I done. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not a thing like, oh shit. So like when you do get bagged or if you do get bagged, the reality is like, raw, what can happen now? And do you know what I'm saying? That's like a big wake up call. Or like when Fed comes to your yard, Fed kick off your door, they're knocking on your door or whatnot. That's a big realization still.
So you had that before feds kicking down the door.
I wouldn't say kicked off. I've had Feds come to the house and that. I haven't kicked off my door. But yeah.
That's mad though, man. That's mad. But like, so the instinctive thing, people gonna be like, all right, cool. So when that happens one time, why doesn't one stop then? The things that may.
Well, do you know what it is? I feel like, you see, like, even with like knife crime and loads of different things, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are asking certain people questions like, oh, why do they do it? Or like, how did it start, whatever. But like, I feel like I'm the type of person, like I said, I can only speak for myself. Like, even with all my bedrooms, like, if you ask them how they got involved or why they're out here or whatever, everybody's going to have their own reason. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't speak for everyone else. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a thing where I knew like everything that I was doing, like I was confident in all my actions and what I did and the reasoning behind it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just look at it as like it is what it is at that moment in time because context is a big thing. You could say like, oh, doing this to somebody, that's mad. Alright, cool. But then what if that person did this beforehand? Then doing that to somebody, it's not so mad then. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's easy for people to say like, oh, you did this and then the police come, why didn't you stop? But there's reasons why I did it, so that's why like I couldn't stop. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes when you get into something, it just keeps going, and then you just gotta ride it.
And you can't control when it stops.
You just gotta ride it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like, because like when like school, what was school saying for you? Were you on the books thing? Or
Nah, school was calm. I've always been intelligent still. School was calm. Like, I went to a good secondary school still. Because all the schools that I applied for, I didn't get into. And then they were trying to send me to one of the schools in the ends. Mum weren't having it. She wasn't having it still. I just got at the end still. So school was alright. School was alright. I got good grades. School was never the problem still. I feel like the problem was I just always wanted more. Like I can't sit here and say that, yo, man had the maddest upbringing, the maddest childhood. Like, I wouldn't say that man was in poverty or whatever. Like, I would say like I had everything I needed.
both parents?
They split up, but both parents are in my life and that. But I would say like I had everything I needed, but I didn't have everything I wanted. Like, there was never a time I didn't have I came home and there was no dinner or whatever. There was never a time where I didn't have any clothes. My clothes had holes in it, but like I wanted the designer stuff. I wanted the little gadgets and that. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So man went out there to do things to like obtain it and that, and then like naturally I had friends. Like, situations occurred, problems happened, and like like I'm a loyal person. Like for my friend, family, or whoever I'm like that's close to me, like I would do the most for.
Because your man them do become family, an extension of your family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nah, I totally hear that, man. Did you ever have any like day jobs before, or you just never?
I've had 2 jobs. Like the first job I was working in retail. That's when I came out of jail the first time. They were like to me, "Rah, you get a job or you sign on." I wasn't trying to keep getting a job centre, but eventually, if you're signing on, you eventually have to get a job anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, alright, cool. I've gone probation one time. Just like 3 weeks after I come out, they're like, "Yeah, we got your job." But these times I was doing nothing. So like I didn't have a reason to refuse it. I couldn't refuse it because how can I refuse it from probation if I don't have a job and they told me I need to get a job? So then I got the job, but it was mad though. It was like I was working in Westfields,
Which one?
Stratford.
Stratford.
Yeah, it was mad. It was mad. Every day I was going to work, I'm thinking I'm going back to jail today. I think I'm going to see someone mad. I'm going to do something mad.
Yeah, that's what isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
so I thought it was a setup. It was a setup, bro. Like, because they come out, when I come out, they're like, yeah, they try to portray me as this major gang member or XYZ. So if that's what you're saying that I am, why are you going to put me in such a high profile place? Do you know what I'm saying? It weren't adding up. But anyway, cool. I got the job. I said to myself, I can't stay here. Like, this is a draw up.
how long were you doing it for?
I can't remember. Not long, cause I just said to myself, like, cool, I need to do something. Like, what can I do? Should I just come out of jail? I was banging gym and that. Said, you know what, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do the personal training thing. So then I done my course and I started doing that. And then once that was one of the best decisions I made. True, like self-employed, control my own hours. The money side, learn how to like handle my taxes and do my accounts and that. So now, with the music thing, being self-employed, like owning my own business and that, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
But then now this makes more sense from what we was talking about before about how you see certain things. But back to that whole point about doing the retail thing, bro. Every day you must have been paranoid, bro.
Bro, there's times where like, remember, there's certain people knew.
Cause you still doing music.
Yeah, certain people knew who I was, innit? And it's like, I've did a lot of things in my time, whether it be in jail or on the roads or in school, whatever. Did things to people and I just don't remember. People grow up, people look different and that. There's been times I'm there in a shop, people come in like, yo, what, you don't remember me? Nah. People be like, oh, you don't remember me? But I'm like, raw, like, have I done something to this youth before, whatever? And they'll be like, yo, no, it's my man's cousin and it'll be love. Like, luckily, like all the times that I box on, it was love. Like, I'll see like the man in there and be like, yo, raw, I heard my man's in there, like one of the pagans or whatnot. But then it's such a big place, like, you don't really see no one. But I'm like, bro, I'm going probation all the time. Like, yo, see this job, it's not for me, but it's employment, so they didn't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine that every day leaving work must have been like,
So a draw out store was a draw out, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. Like it was dumb money as well. But you know, like when you're on probation, like they've got the like authority to just send you back to jail whenever they feel like it. So I wasn't even trying to. I just trying to toe the line. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think when you came out, you had a lot of like or was it like your probation thing was quite restrictive or whatever?
Yeah, like when I came out this time, it was mad. There was like 20 people I wasn't allowed to be with. I wasn't allowed back in Haringey, my whole borough. Like I wasn't even allowed to my mum's house. Like I had to tell them what car I was driving, my phone number, IMEI number. I wasn't allowed two phones. It was bad little things still. It was mad. So yeah, it was mad still. But I'm off now. I'm a free man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a free man still. I'm a free man now still.
That must have been how long were you on probation for then?
Well, I was on probation from 015 to this year still. January.
That long.
Yeah.
That is mad. But you know, during them times when it's like you got them restrictions though, does it? I mean, does it not say does it keep you in check, but is it like a discipline? Like, because you know, like you're not in control of your life anymore. Like you just have to follow these rules, or you're back inside.
It's a yeah, it is a discipline thing, but then it's annoying. Like I felt like I was out of jail, but I still wasn't free. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel free. Like I didn't feel free until like recently. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't do certain things. Like I couldn't say certain things in my songs, and that I had to like ask for permission to release songs. I had to like in Drillers and Trappers, I had to turn in all my lyrics and that. I explained like drill and like the nature of drill, and it's like I could talk about past experiences. I could talk about violence, but like not direct violence. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't say, yo, I'm gonna do this to this person, but I could say certain things. So like they'll be like, oh, what does that mean? Or like, what did you mean by that? Or like, is that person's name? Or like, I had to explain everything.
You also feel like you're being interrogated again, bro.
But it was long still. I feel like they definitely had like other things that they could have been focusing on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But you know when you talk about like the whole thing about when you went self-employed, doing the PT situation, yeah, and you say that now like being an artist, almost self-employed. Like, what's the main things you've taken like, as transferable skills?
Um, just like money management side of it, like expenses and like paying yourself and like tax and like all that side of it. So all that side of it.
When I was speaking to you, I said to you like I said from my brief conversation, some of the things you're speaking about, like we're just talking about like, in terms of just like life. I don't know if I get that all the way in your music. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like you expand on things?
What in my music?
Yeah, about like just how you see like, you talk about like back end stuff.
Like I'm working still. I'm working on new music. Like I feel like music.
There's definite growth.
Yeah, no, but music is like when you hear the new stuff, it will make sense, innit? Because I feel like music, like you said, it's growth. Like if you listen to my music when I first started doing drill or whatever, I was at a certain stage of my life. Like, I was out here on the roads. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the vibe that you was getting. Then I went jail, I came out, you was getting that jail vibe, like that stage of my life. Now, making music, I'm lit. Things are different, things are going well. Now you're gonna get this stage of my life. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the time when you had to sit down, just like when no bet was popping off. Like that must have been mad.
Bro, like that time, that, when was it? 018. Yeah, 018, I did a year. Before that, I did like almost 4 years. I swear to you, that year felt longer than the 4 years. Yeah, felt longer than the 4 years. So
Well, why was that then?
I feel like I was older, had more to lose. I knew I was missing out on, like, I missed the birth of my son. I missed bare shows, bare money, bare this. And it's not even about like the financial things, it's like what I would have done in that year. And now I feel like I'm another year behind. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like it was painful still. Never gonna lie. Yeah, it was painful still.
That is mad, missing out on the birth of your son, bro.
Yeah, it was painful still.
And I think obviously because like the tune was ringing off, bro. And I think probably then you probably were more aware of everything, like you said, the money, If you're missing out on before, it wouldn't have been that obvious.
Because it's just like, cool, I'm in a good place now, but like if I didn't go in that year, where would I be? Where could I be? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Do you still think about that now?
No, I wouldn't say I think about it because I'm here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like even when you heard the intro of my tape,
What, the new one?
yeah, the new one when it comes out, like it explains it all. Still, like I just think how it could have been. Do you know what I'm saying? I could have been in and out of jail, or I could have been come out of jail. Something mad could happen. I know people that's come out of jail and they're dead. I know people that's come out of jail and gone back in for life. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, could have been mad, but I'm here. I'm doing alright still.
This is my thing that I've always thought about, yeah. Like, how... like, Rims, you were saying the same thing about just always being paranoid. Like, do you still feel a bit of paranoia? Because, you're going to walk down the street, people going to know it's you. Yeah. Do you have to just always move?
Yes and no. Like, my mum gets on to me about it. Like, yo, like... And I understand it, but it's like, I can't live my whole life like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, raw, I can't go here because it's a bit bait. Or I can't go here because these men might be there. Or like, nah, bro, if I want to go there, I'm going to go there. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take the necessary precautions, whatever that may be. But I'm not going to live my life like paranoid or like in fear or whatever. But then again, you still got to be street smart. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, there's a thin line. But it's like certain times I'll be somewhere or I'll snap somewhere and the man will phone me like, yo, bro, like, who you with? Like, you're there by yourself. That's mad. Like, I'm like, bro, like, it's calm. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Because you know, sometimes it ain't that deep. It's deep, but it's like, it's not, but like, there's still a possibility.
The way I see it is like, life is so mad and like the world's so small that you could take all the precautions you want, be as paranoid as you want, and then it's like, you could just go to Sainsbury's, around the corner, one of your ops is in there. Like, you can't avoid certain situations. Do you know what I'm saying? You can stay in your house all the time, and if you're like you never know. You don't know what our next man's doing. Our next man could work for Deliveroo. You could order food to your yard as your op that's delivering your food, bro. You can't, like, you might as well just live your life, bro. There's no point in being moving mad.
Like when you're on the inside? I remember you said that you were planning a lot. So what's the kind of things? What was the biggest? I won't say lesson, but what's the biggest thing you took away from like being locked up?
Being able to like control my emotions and that, and being able to like think things through. Because like a lot of times I'll just do things like of impulse, spur of the moment, and I feel like now I'm much more calm and collected.
You said obviously the music's gonna show, the new project's gonna show like growth, but it's still RV.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Still RV, but I'm RV. I'm still RV, but I'm RV in a different life now. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my main thing is I'm from the roads. That's a part of me. It's always going to be a part of me, but I'm not on the roads anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? And my main thing for me is to make sure I never end up back on the roads.
When we were talking before, bro, you're talking about properties and that, bro. Yeah. Like this, people aren't gonna associate properties and, yo, I'm not gonna sign this deal because I need to make sure that how it looks in the future. Like people wouldn't associate. Do you get what I'm saying? Just these like two different.
Yeah, cause people are easy to like put people in boxes and that. People move like, if you're a gangster, you can't even have a relationship with a girl. You can't have a relationship with your mum. That's soft. You can't do this, like, bro. Like, no matter what you do, whether you're a bad man or just a normal you or whatever, you're still like a human at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got their life. I feel like the music, it's the music.
All right, let's talk about like, if we can, about you're one of the hottest artists out, and like I say, without making anything bait or obvious, you would have been offered deals before. Yeah. But whatever you've been offered, why, for someone who doesn't understand why you ain't grabbed whatever's come your way, what was the reasons why you ain't done certain deals?
Because for me, like, going into like the industry, Like, let me take it back a bit. You know, it was. You see, like music, yeah. I used to enjoy music because it was just a thing. Like it was a hobby before. Before it was a job, it was a hobby, and like I'll be doing whatever I'm doing and then making music, and it was cool. Like it was something fun to do. But then, like now, when you actually get into it, you know, like now it's like it's a job. The industry, it's different things, and you need to take a step back and trying to like vision it all and like where you want to be. Like, cool, do you want to be lit now, next year? Do you want to be lit in 5 years? In 10 years, you still want to be going? Like, you need to make those decisions now in order for that to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like certain deals, like when it's on the table, it's hard not to think about the money. But like, money now, or do you want money forever? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to sign a deal where I've got the check now, but then the label just don't care about me. I'm just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Cool, I've got the check, I'm lit, I could buy whatever I want to buy, but then the label's not patterning me, so like in 2 years, that check's done, I haven't recouped it, and I'm not getting no royalties, now I'm done, and I could be tied into that deal for how many years? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, the deal has to make sense, and it has to be somewhere where, like, I feel at home, and I feel like I have a say as well. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want anyone to tell me like, yo, you have to do this, or you have to make this type of music, or you have to work with this type of person. So until I get a deal with somebody at a place that I'm happy with, both like in terms of like how things are gonna work and financially, then yeah.
I think the deal's gonna come though, 'cause I think you're one of the people that, I think if your music's showing the growth, 'cause I think sometimes people just it's for them to understand, bro, like fully what you want to do and how what you want to do ties in with what they want to.
That's what it is like belief. Like, you know, like what you're saying, like how I think and the things I speak about, you wouldn't get that from my music or from what you might see online or whatever. It's like, I know what I'm capable of, and not everybody might see that, but when I go into a meeting and people meet me, like their perception of me always changes. But it's like, I need to feel like that you've got belief, and we're gonna, cause like my music and my career and my life and everything, like it means a lot to me. It might not mean the same to an A&R or whatever. So I need to know that, yo, we're doing things properly. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even times I've turned down deals where I've asked for more money, and it wasn't even because of the money side, or just like, yo, if you really fucking with me, you give me the extra P's. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's not even about the money. Like, it was just a test. If they said yeah, I would have been like, cool. If they said like, if this like back and forth, I'm like, these lot ain't really serious. Because like, if you're gonna buy something or you're investing in a business and you really believe it's gonna do well, it doesn't matter what it costs. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
Do you reckon that they're like, when you say they're somewhat surprised, do you reckon like sometimes when they're giving you an offer, they're thinking, oh, he's just gonna grab it, like, because it's big P's, isn't it?
I would, like, certain people would, like, do you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, each to their own, but it depends what you want. Some people just want to get into the industry, in the door. Yeah, cool. They'll take the first deal that comes to them, then try work it out afterwards. But like, I feel like you could easily sign a deal and then sign the wrong deal will run you into the ground.
But where did that mindset come from though? Because it's not a typical mindset. Like people just can't say, yo, can get 100 bags here or 50 bags here. Like it's whatever in it.
Because I've seen people come up and pop down. I've seen that. I've seen that like along the years. I've seen that a lot of times. Like, I can't be that guy. I can't be the guy that was in the hood, made it, bought bare jewels, took the first check that come to him, blew it. 5 years later, back on the block, shotting because I didn't pattern what I needed to pattern, or I took certain deals that made sense at the time, that didn't make sense in the long run. Do you know what I'm saying? Not trying to be that guy still.
So you said you got a son. You got one child. Yeah. Does that having a son does that also change the way of thinking of like what you want out of this music game?
Yeah, most definitely still, because I need to feel like I need a legacy. I need to be lit for years. I need money to be coming for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yeah, man. A lot. How many people do you know in the industry that was lit at one point and they're bankrupt, or they went bankrupt, or they're popped down? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because they might not have had a good team around them or whatever, and they might have just signed, yeah, boom, record deal, money, yeah, sweet, pop down. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person, I'd rather learn from other people's mistakes than from my own mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
So you got your engineer here. Like, let me know a bit how you guys like came together, man. Just like,
Hey, JK's my guy for life. For life. You know what it is? You see me, yeah? Man go with energy and like loyalty and realness. Like, I was in my yard one time. These times I was living, where was I living? Cockfosters. I was living in Cockfosters. That's like near Barnet, like top of North. I was on Twitter, and then he messaged me on Twitter. He's like, yo, like, I fuck with your music and that. I've got a studio. Like, you come down. I was like, where is it? He's like, Peckham. I was like, yo, I'm not even driving at the moment. And then he drove from Peckham to pick me up, took me to the studio. And like, since then, man's been fucking with each other since then. But the time that like he went out of his way to do that, he didn't know, man. I was like, yeah, real nigga shit.
what year was this then?
This was 017. This was before everything still. This was like just before summer 017 still.
Bro, that's a real situation though, man. Yeah, man. Were you a bit skeptical at first, thinking like, rah, like, because you know sometimes like in the music industry, like we don't, when someone shows you like genuine love, you're thinking like, rah, like, is it adaptive?
Nah, but just genuine love, and then just like fan love, and then there's just people saying stuff for the sake of it. You don't know, like me, like show me that it's real, like, you know what I'm saying? The music industry is mad. The music industry is mad. The music industry is mad. You know, the maddest thing about the music industry is nobody actually knows what they're doing.